Hi, everybody. I'm back. My computer crashed, and apparently there's been problems with YouTube. I'm not blaming it on YouTube at all. There's been problems with YouTube since Colbert. Apparently Colbert broke YouTube. So I came back, and then I saw some of the messages that, my audio. So I have BBC on live, and so we'll listen to some of it. But shocking news. Prince Andrew, former Prince Andrew, has been arrested.
Now, our colleague,
and let's go to the BBC.
You're watching BBC News. I'm Marianne Mashiri. We're live at Buckingham Palace, where we are bringing you continuing coverage of our breaking news story that Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Well, the former prince, younger brother of King Charles and eighth in line to the throne, is in custody. It follows revelations about his ties to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. It comes after Thames Valley Police said they were assessing a complaint over the alleged sharing of confidential material by Andrew with Epstein. That goes back to documents from when he was a trade envoy that were allegedly passed to Epstein. In a statement, Thames Valley Police have said this. As part of the investigation, we have today arrested a man in his 60s from Norfolk on suspicion of misconduct in public office and are carrying out searches at addresses in Berkshire and in Norfolk. The man remains in police custody at this time. We will not be naming the arrested man. Well, photos showed vehicles believed to be police cars arriving at the Sandringham estate in Norfolk earlier this morning. Andrew, who turns 66 today, has consistently and strenuously denied any wrongdoing relating to the Epstein files. Joining me now from the BBC Newsroom is our special correspondent, Lucy Manning. And Lucy, you broke the story, a global exclusive. Talk me through what you heard this morning and indeed what we know so far.
Well, obviously, yesterday we were reporting on the large number of police forces who were investigating or assessing information coming out of the Epstein files. And this morning there were pictures from the Sandringham estate near to where Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's house is, or where he's living at the moment, of what appeared to be police officers at the scene. And at 10 o'clock this morning, BBC News were able to confirm that Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor had been arrested, and shortly after that Thames Valley Police put out the statement to confirm they didn't name him, but they said a man in his 60s had been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office and was now being held in custody. It is quite an astonishing development. Obviously, there has been a lot of news outside after the release of the Epstein files, but the idea that the king's brother, the man who is eighth in line to the throne, who was until recently a prince, has been arrested and is in police custody is obviously extremely significant. It goes without saying that these are just allegations at the moment, that previously he has denied any wrongdoing in relation to the Epstein files. But this is a very significant development in various police forces investigating what is coming out of the Epstein files.
And Lucy, what do we understand about the allegations against Andrew? What are we being told so far?
Well, Thames Valley Police have been investigating, well, assessing really, it's now an investigation, but they've been assessing a couple of allegations against Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. This one that they've arrested him on is for misconduct in public office, suspicion of misconduct in public office. And it goes back to his time as a trade envoy, where there is a duty of confidentiality in documents. And the allegations that came out of the Epstein files were that he was passing on, sharing documents with Epstein that should have been confidential. That will all now be investigated by the police. At the moment, there are police at Sandringham and at Windsor Lodge, at the Royal Lodge, his former home in Windsor. So searches, it seems, are being carried out. He will obviously now spend the day being questioned, a day that is actually his 66th birthday, but he will be answering police questions instead.
Lucy, thank you. Some breaking news. In the last few minutes, we've had a statement from the King. I'm going to read it to you in full. I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I have said before, they have our full and wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would not be right for me to comment further on this matter. Meanwhile, my family and I will continue in our duty and service to you all. And that statement has been signed off, Charles R. Well, let's cross live now and speak to our royal correspondent, Helena Wilkinson, who is at Royal Lodge. And Helena, just talk me through, first of all, before we talk about what the King has said in terms of his statement, talk me through what's happening at Royal Lodge today.
Yes, well, the BBC understands that there are searches currently ongoing in Royal Lodge. Let me just step out from in front of the camera. I don't know if you can make out in the distance, basically the gate where we are. This is where we are allowed to broadcast from. But just beyond that, you enter into Windsor Great Park. You then get to another gate. I don't know if you can make out some sort of pink houses in the distance. Beyond that gate is Royal Lodge. That is where the former Prince Andrew lived until recently. He lived there for more than 20 years. He moved out of the property about a couple of weeks or so ago up to the Sandringham estate. He moved out under the cover of darkness, and we know that he still, or we understand he still has some belongings here because he was going to come back after he moved out to come back and get some of them. But the BBC understands that the searches are currently ongoing at Royal Lodge. It's a huge property within Windsor Great Park, and just on the other side of the gates that lead to Royal Lodge, that property, we have also seen a number of uniformed police officers. We also understand that they are guarding the scene while those searches are being carried out in Royal Lodge. We also saw a police officer driving in a car through the gates as well.
All right, so I'm turning it down so I can talk a little bit. Hi. Yeah, I made it back. My computer crashed. It just, I got computer problems, but I'll put the display up. And I got the messages that you guys couldn't hear me because I had the monitor up, and I guess I'm getting feed audio from two monitors, so I turned them both down. But they're actually now police are searching a couple of his residents. So he got demoted. He got his prince title taken away from him, and then he got kicked out of his palace. And then he got sent to like another place. So he moved in the dark of night. And someone said earlier, he just moved into this new place where they arrested him. And this is, put the display up. This is some shots of the police are in these silver cars. And they were arresting him. And there were like 4 or 5 police cars. And he was put in like the third car or the second car back, and then his security detail was put in the third car. So because he's the king's brother, he still has his security detail with him. And the evidence that they're looking for is the stuff that he may have shared with Epstein, allegedly, when he had access to secret papers when he had a job. Working for the government. So God knows who Epstein shared those with, because he was like into all kinds of foreign stuff. I don't know how much you guys are following this, but I watched Texas Paul, and he was on yesterday morning, just going on and on about all the stuff that Epstein was into. And apparently now other countries are saying they are subpoenaing and getting all of the records of Epstein from the Epstein estate. And so they're going to have all the stuff that the DOJ is not releasing. So it's pretty horrible. It's pretty disgusting and very graphic, and that they're going to all start, the other countries are going to start releasing. So just a shock. I was getting ready to call it a night. I wanted to check headlines because I was worried about Trump and Iran, and because of our troops, what's going to happen with our troops there. I checked this and saw that, my God, it's his 66th birthday, you guys. It's his 66th birthday. And all I can say is, thank God for Virginia Dufree's family, that they have a little bit of justice for their beautiful sister, who was abused. So they've issued a statement, and they're happy. They're relieved that this dude finally is perhaps getting his. So former Prince Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, arrested in custody. Police are right now going through his houses to see if they can get more evidence in relation to him allegedly suspicion of misconduct in public office. So he shared some files. He shared some sort of secret stuff with Epstein. What a thing. What a world. Yeah, and it's the money too. It's the paper trail and the money. I mean, like the dude that owned Victoria's Secret, and he owned Abercrombie and Finch. He is a billionaire. Members of Congress were interviewing him today. Only Democrats, no Republicans showed up. I read someplace that one Republican showed up for that deposition of that billionaire that gave Epstein at least $1 billion. And I read that one Republican showed up, but I couldn't find out who it was. I thought maybe Massey, but I didn't see Massey's name there. So, wow. Shocking news, breaking news. Wanted to stay up and share it with y'all live. These two live shots will be posted if you want to. I don't have had audio problems in the last one. There he is, 66 years old today. He looks really old. He looks older than 66. Here he is on his estate. Last week. This photo is from last week. He was riding his horse. And the king has said they have our full support. Authorities have our full support, according to the king. Woo! What a story. All right. Lots happening in England. And thanks, everybody. Please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe. And I'm a night owl, so I was up anyway, but I was worried about our troops. And the king's brother is under arrest. Wow. What a story. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here and sharing this with me. And I'll be back. I'll see you tomorrow, or see you later today with another live. Take care, and thanks for being here. Thanks for putting up with my audio. Subscribe.